Code, and now about Karma in Code and also Kurama's disappearance because of Baryon. Previously, in the fight against Ashiki Otsutsuki, Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto had run out of ways. Even though Naruto and Sasuke had struggled as hard as they could and did everything they could, they were still unable to touch Ashiki even after only one hit. In this stalemate, Kurama suggested a forbidden technique to Naruto. This technique is a technique that only the Biju know about, that is the reason why only Kurama knows about this technique. Kurama named this technique as Baryon Mode. At first Kurama said that the Baryon Mode technique was a technique that came from Naruto's chakra extract, and was at risk of slowly killing Naruto if it was used too long. Then the battle really took place between Ashiki Otsutsuki against Naruto and Kurama, who was using Baryon Mode. By feeling the abundant strength in his body, Naruto was able to hit Ashiki many times, until Ashiki was blown away. Even though Ashiki doesn't get a fatal blow, but because of the side effect of the Baryon Mode that burns the lifespan of the person he touches, Ashiki is losing his lifespan every time Naruto hits him. Apart from Ashiki, the effect of the Baryon Mode began to be felt by Naruto's body, who at that time still had to kill Ashiki. Finally, the use of the Baryon succeeded in dying Ashiki until he was finally destroyed. However, the effect felt by Naruto was very large. It was almost like the process of withdrawing the beast that occurred during the Fourth World War, where Kurama was forced out by Madara using Getamazo. Since the beginning of Kurama's statement that did not explain about Baryon Mode, it was a little suspicious. For someone who lived long enough with other people, and helped each other out in distress, saying that if his partner was going to die, it wouldn't be that easy. But Kurama could tell that Naruto would die very easily, and was impressed not to lose. Kurama only said briefly without explaining in detail, and unfortunately at that time was in a state of urgency, so Naruto agreed to it without thinking. After the fight with Ashiki, Naruto's body felt the effects of the Baryon Mode. At that time Naruto was indeed dead and not breathing. Even though Naruto was ready for that risk, Kurama was lying about something. From several things that were shown in the manga, here are some important facts and details that happened in Chapter 55 of Boruto Naruto Next Generation. 1. Farewell Kurama. Kurama is a form of large energy that comes from the Jubi or Ten Tails. In the past, after the defeat of Kaguya and leaving a great deal of power in Hagoromo, the sage divided that great energy into 9 life energies. And from the 9 energies, a Kurama is created in the form of a fire-tailed fox 9. Kurama's appearance is shown as a monster with great strength. Because of this power, Kurama is often used as a means of battle, as Madara and Obito did. Because of this, Kurama hated humanity and wanted to destroy them so badly. However, after he was confined into Naruto's body, and lived his life with Naruto, Kurama was finally able to understand each other's suffering that was endured by Naruto and himself. During the Fourth Shinobi World War fight, shortly before facing Obito, Kurama chose to work with Naruto as a team. His hatred for humans had been forgotten since he decided to fight with Naruto. And after the Fourth Shinobi World War ended, 7 of the 9 beasts chose to live freely in their realm, while the rest, like the Kurama and Hachibi, preferred to return to their respective Jinchuriki bodies because they had strong bonds with each other. After hundreds of years of living in hatred, because of being constantly bullied by humans, Kurama finally has a calm and happy life as long as he lives in Naruto's body. Kurama was forced to lie to Naruto about Baryon Mode, because he knew very well, if he were to say the truth about Baryon Mode, that Baryon Mode only extracts Jubi's chakra, then Naruto would definitely reject the idea. With his generosity, and not wanting the world belonging to his little friend who already has a family and a village that he must protect, is destroyed by Ashiki Otsutsuki, therefore Kurama voluntarily sacrifices himself, so that his little friend can continue to live. 2. White Karma. Karma is a chip that contains the soul data of an Otsutsuki to be transferred to its new vessel, as happened to Kawaki and Boruto. Unlike Kawaki who gets karma through Ashiki consciously, Boruto gets karma after he kills Momoshiki using a combination of his Rasengan with his father. Before Momoshiki was destroyed, Momoshiki had put karma on Boruto's arm, so that one day he could come back to life by taking over Boruto's body. But unlike the black karma in Boruto and Kawaki's body, shortly after his death, Ashiki had time to put white karma into Code, and said that if Code could become an Otsutsuki god using that karma. If black karma is a chip that contains an Otsutsuki's consciousness and an installation process is required, then the white karma in the Code is a form of strength and wish from an Otsutsuki without having to take over their body which has white karma. By having this karma, Code will have a series of powers belonging to Ashiki Otsutsuki, and also he can still carry out the plan of Ashiki, to instill an Otsutsuki into a Jubi to be able to evolve into a chakra tree. Moreover, this time there are 2 Otsutsuki people on Earth. 3. Code's plan. After getting white karma, even though he can't be a vessel for Ashiki, Code still gets various powers that is possessed by Ashiki Otsutsuki, and also he has a new goal after getting this karma. Ashiki's death is not the end of Kara's organization, especially since there are still Kara officials who are still alive, such as Code and Delta, who previously were very loyal to Ashiki. Code, which has the ability of Ashiki, will revive Kara and formulate a new plan to get Kawaki and Boruto who have become Otsutsuki. With Sasuke's Rinnegan disappearing, only Code 1 can enter the Jubi room. Meanwhile, Kawaki and Boruto, even though they have the power of time and space, they won't know where the Jubi are. In this way, in addition to Code planning to avenge Ashiki against the shinobi who killed him, he also only has to restart Kara's plan from scratch, which is to raise the chakra tree and then cross the galaxy to become an Otsutsuki god. 4. Boruto and Kawaki space-time. After Kurama's departure, Naruto regained consciousness and soon Boruto was conscious, followed by Kawaki. After that, Naruto immediately asked Boruto to activate karma so they could return to Konoha. Boruto immediately looked at Sasuke and was a little surprised, then Sasuke said that at this time his Rinnegan could not be used. Boruto then remembered a glimpse of himself stabbing Sasuke in the eye, and felt a little guilty about it. Then Boruto tried to open a portal to Konoha, but the efforts he made were fruitless because the portal couldn't be opened. Kawaki said that if Boruto's karma strength was weak, and besides that, Boruto was afraid that Momoshiki would take over himself again. Because Kawaki's body has become an 80% Otsutsuki, he helps Boruto by activating his karma to return to Konoha. 5. Suspicion of Amato.